What's up, guys? Just hanging with my new friend here. It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another video. And here, just walking around. Here's another friend of mine, and I made one more friend, one last friend. Here in Bellagio, checking it out. I'm almost lost. I think I'm trying to find the poker room, and I found a bunch of sculptures, which is really cool. I thought it was a good spot to start this video. So, what a wild intro. Hope you're having a great time. So, yeah, we're here at Bellagio. It's so hard to talk in this, but we're trying it out. And I'm not sure what game we're gonna play. There's a lot going on right now at this card room specifically. There's a lot of 1-3s, 2-5s, 5-10s, and there's two 10-20 games, and the waitlist is massive. So it seems like a lot of people want to join that 10-20 game, and I'm not saying that I'm like going to do it, but all I'm saying is that I'm here in Vegas, and maybe it's time to take a shot, which seems a little dumb, but who knows? So hopefully we get some good footage. Hopefully we run it up. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not even on the waiting list yet, so we're still gonna hop in there, get some cool B-roll shots and stuff like that for you guys, and hop into the action. But that's all you guys care about, so I'll let you guys know what game we play. All I'm saying is that I'm thinking about the 10-20. If it's a good game, we just might have to take the shot. But with that said, say goodbye to our friends. We're heading to play some poker. Buying into the 2-5 Bellagio game for $500, we pick up jacks under the gun here in this spot. I open it up to $20, and we get two players to make the call, the button and big blind. Off to a flop, which comes king 5-6 all diamonds. Here, when it checks to me, definitely just going to be checking it back with the jack of diamonds. We definitely can be beat here a lot of the time. We definitely just want to be pot controlling, I think, in this exact scenario. Just feeling 50-50 whether we're ahead or behind. Anyways, the button throws out a bet of $20, and the big blind folds. Here with pocket jacks, we didn't check to fold here in this spot. I make the call with the ability to improve. Turn comes the 8 of diamonds, so here we do improve to our jack high flush. I check, and once again, the button bets $20. This is pretty weird, but I'm definitely not folding for $20 with a jack high flush. I make the call. The river comes the ace of spades, so this card really doesn't change anything at all. I check for the third time, and he bets $55. Little annoyed sitting here with the third nuts. I just can't fold for such a small amount. I call. He has ace-5 offsuit with the ace of diamonds. Still not winning the first hand of the session here. This was not good for us. This second hand wasn't actually recorded for some reason. I don't have table footage of it, but let's talk about it old-fashioned style. Anyways, I have ace-3 of diamonds in the small blind playing 5-handed here. The cutoff opens it up to $20. Button makes the call, and in the small blind, don't really need to 3-bet here just yet. In the worst position available, I just flat. And now the big blind 3-bets to $80. The cutoff makes the call, and onto me closing out the action. Probably can be folding, but we're playing 5-handed. I have a suited wheel ace. We just go with it, and I peel. It's definitely a minus EV call, but here we are. Let's play some hands. We go to a flop 3 ways out of position. Flop is 8 deuce 4 2 diamonds. Really good flop for us with the combo draw. I check. Big blind C bets $130. The cutoff makes the call for $130, and I only have about $400 in my stack. I'm the shortest stack here as both players cover me. Out of position, calling doesn't make sense. Folding is just not even an option here. So we decide to rip it all in with all of this action and all this money in the middle. The big blind makes the call. and he covers both players. And the cutoff jams his whole stack in there as well and calls. He was a similar size stack, but had me covered just by a little bit. So 3 ways all in on the flop here. Pretty much exactly what I would have wanted to happen on this flop. Let's try to improve. The turn is the deuce of hearts, river, 10 of clubs. We brick city. The big blind shows pocket aces, and he's going to take down the whole pot. The cutoff, I think, had queens, but actually ended up having king, queen of diamonds. I ended up mucking my hand, just ace high. So the cutoff takes down the very small side pot with king high. I think I just kind of gave him some money by mucking my hand when we didn't improve, because the cutoff just like snap called. Anyways, that's the hand. We lose a really big one, and we get stacked. Alright, 2-5, well, not the best start, but we played for 40 minutes and we're moving up, taking the shot to 5-10. That's what we're doing. Max of 1500. So end of 2-5, 40 minutes. I was in the game for 1100, out for 632. Name just got called for 5-10. I'm here in Vegas. Let's take a shot. Let's try it out. I don't know how the table looks, but we're just gonna try it out. That's really it. So wish us luck. Hope we run this up. Moving up to the 5-10 game, in for 1500. First hand here in the small blind with ace-king offsuit. We're playing 5-handed, and the hijack opens it up to $30. Folds to me, out of position, going for the standard 4x. I 3-bet to 120. Only the hijack player calls, so heads up to a flop. Out of position, the flop is 10, 9, 6, 2 clubs. This is pretty gross for me, not the board we're looking for. It just smashes his range a lot more than mine. I check, he throws out a bet of $100, and unfortunately, we're going to be out. So about an hour into the session, I've realized that this table is pretty passive, considering that we pick up pocket kings, we 3-bet over an open, and we get a fold. Next, we pick up pocket queens, we 3-bet over another open, and he folds again. And for the third time in a row, we have 10-9 offsuit in the big blind. The button opens it up, we put in the 3-bets, and as again, he folds. So taking down a lot of hands pre-flop. This next hand here with aces in the hijack, I open things up to $30, and only the button makes the call, so going to a flop. The flop is 3, 4, 6 rainbow. This board is pretty connected, doesn't ever connect to me, and here I think I'm just going to put in the check here, just balancing my range and not having to c-bet every single board. He checks it back, and we're off to a turn. Turn comes the 3 of diamonds. Board paired, 2-pair combo is pretty unlikely. We're feeling pretty confident in our hand. I throw out a bet of $40 for value, and he makes the call pretty quickly. The river comes the 10 of spades. This just really doesn't change anything. I decided to size up to $130, and he thinks about it and ends up putting in the fold reluctantly. I think I sized up a little too big here. I'm not really sure what I'm targeting, not really sure what I was doing. Just wanted to bet big with my aces and didn't get paid. This next hand is going to be a little spicy. We pick up 3-5 of spades on the big blind, and there's an under the gun straddle, so playing at 5, 10, 20 here. There are 2 calls of this under the gun straddle, and I've got some bad intentions on a very passive table. Out of position, probably could have picked a spot in position, but here we are. I decided to put in the raise to $100 in the big blinds. Next, to act to my direct left, under the gun player, he puts in the 3-bet to $340. Shit, this is not how this plan was supposed to go. Surprisingly, one of the limpers make the call. And there is no explaining what the hell I'm doing next. I am a fish, and I make the call. We're going to a flop 3 ways. I thought this limper was limping a very wide range. Here we are making the call with an even wider range, but let's try to see a flop. The flop comes ace, jack, 8, 2 spades. Well, I flop the 5 high flush draw. I don't think I can fold this. I check, and the under the gun player throws out a bet of $220. The other limper folds, and now onto me. Well, I didn't play this hand to fold to a very small bet as well. Yeah, I don't think I can fold just yet. I make the call for $220. Off to a turn. Turn comes the ace of diamonds, and I'm out. Unfortunately, the board pairing is not good for me. I feel like he's going to double barrel at a high frequency. I check, and he does do that. He has $525 in his stack, and he jams, and I can't do anything about it besides making the laydown with my 5-high flush. This was quite the punt, unfortunately, but yeah, we just had to show this one. This next hand here, a few orbits later after that punt, we pick up ace-6 offsuit in the small blind, playing four-handed. It folds to me, and with ace-6, and I know that the big blind is overly aggressive, the same player from last hand, I just limp, and he does put in the raise to $40. I'm just going to defend here with an ace, and we're off to a flop. The flop is ace, deuce, 10, rainbow. Great flop for us with top pair. I check. He c-bets a tiny amount of $35, and definitely just going to be making the call all the time. Turn comes a 4, brings out the full rainbow. Once again, I check. He sizes up now to $130. This is once again a very easy call. Expecting him to do this with a lot of value hands, but mainly a lot of bluffs as well, since I said he is very overly aggressive. I make the call, and let's evaluate a river. The river is the king of spades. Doesn't really change a whole lot, I don't think. Once again, I check for the third time, and he puts in the very big bet of $525. In this situation here, blind versus blind against this specific player with very high tendencies to be over bluffing, I'm just never really folding top pair, especially playing my ace. I call. He shows us queen 9 of diamonds, so looks like both of us are trading punts to each other back and forth. The next hand we're going to talk about, pocket 6s in the small blind, playing 5-handed. Fold to the button who open limps. He's also been limping a pretty wide range, so I put in the raise to $40. The big blind, same player, very aggressive. He 3-bets to $150. The button now makes the call for $150, and with pocket 6s, I don't think this is the best way to try and set mine, especially out of position, but I'm not really sure what's going on. I know the big blind is 3-betting light. The button limper just has a very weird range. I'm not really sure what's going to be limping on the button and calling a 3-bet, but we make the call. Here we are, 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes jack 4, deuce, 2 spades. I check. Big blind throws out a bet of $130. Once the button makes the call here, I'm clearly out of this. I'm just going to be folding. So we'll see what else happens and what unfolds. Turn comes the 9 of clubs. The big blind first to act puts the button all in. I think this was like at least $300 to $400. The button snap calls. The river is a jack of clubs, and the big blind shows us king 10 off suits, and the button has pocket 4s for a flopped set. The power of pocket 4s, never losing, but just to showcase how overly aggressive this big blind player is, super high tendencies to be bluffing. 6-handed now on the hijack, and we look down at pocket jacks. I open up this premium hand to $30, and only the big blind calls. Off to a flop, which comes queen 7, 3, 2 clubs. He checks to us, and with basically second pair, can't be too afraid of a queen X holding, so I bet $40 to get value from 7x, to get value from clubs. He makes the call for $40. Turn comes the jack of hearts. 2 hearts out there now. This board could not be more wet. And once again, he checks to us. Here, I think this is a perfect spot to overbet, and overbet the size of the pot for sure. Super strong, super disguised, and there's a million draws out there. So I size to $150. After thinking things over, he makes the call for $150. And we're going to see a clean river, hopefully. River comes the 8 of hearts. Oh my god, this is the wettest river you could ever ask for. I don't even know if wettest is a word, but 10-9 gets there, backdoor flush draw gets there, but for the third time, he checks to us. And I'm really conflicted whether I should be betting for value here. Like, I don't really think queen X is going to be calling much. I really don't think there are too many 2-pair combos out there, considering it's just we block all the jacks. So, just feels like I'm way too strong to check back. I throw out a bet of $175, and we hear some crazy, unexpected news. He announces all-in, an all-in bet of $1,405. Oh my god, we want to puke. At the very tippity top of our range against a massive overbet. Are we ever good here? Is this ever a bluff? I'm literally just bluff catching. And this is just crazy. He is supposedly super nutted here in this spot. So there's just no bluffs here. And do I think he can be overplaying smaller sets like 7s or 3s or 8s? Unlikely. He probably just has a straight here, I think, a lot of the time. But I don't know. I'm super conflicted. I want to puke. I've simply never encountered this scenario before, especially when I am literally at the top of my range. With that said, I don't know how to fold. Folding is boring. We toss in the call for $1,300 basically. And he shows us King 7 of hearts for the King high flush. This was a really tough pill to swallow. And we double him up and stack off here. There's a lot of pain after this hand. So after that disaster, we pick up pocket 10s under the gun, playing 5-handed. I open it up to $30. The cutoff and small blind both make the call, so 3 ways to a flop. The flop is ace, 5, 7, all clubs. Not the flop we're looking for, and we're feeling a little annoyed. So action checks to this cutoff player, who throws out a bet of $60. The small blind folds, and onto me. Here, I just make a tilt call. This is definitely a fold, a high majority of the time, but whatever. I make the call, and the turn comes the king of clubs. We don't love that. I check, and the cutoff now surprisingly checks behind. So when he checks here, we're thinking about bluffing. I think we're just super tilted right here anyways. The river comes the 5 of diamonds. Board is paired, which I don't think is going to change too much. Like I said, I'm a little tilted. So let's try to turn our pocket 10s into a bluff here. I lead out for $210, and he folds. So, cool. We win this one. Nice to get this one through. This next hand here, King 8 of clubs in the big blind. There's an on the gun straddle. We're playing 5-handed, and action folds to me. Here, very good hand, out of position against the straddler, who can very much call a wide range. I open to $50, and he just snap calls. He has the widest range at the table, pretty much playing almost every single hand. Flop comes 8-7-3 rainbow. Good flop for us with top pair, decent kicker. So I size to $50, and once again, he calls. The river comes the 5 of diamonds, brings in the backdoor flush draw. Here, debating between just pot controlling and checking with a very connected board. Also, just trying to target his super wide range, and I think he can be sticky very often. So, I decided to just bet for value and bet $140. He now puts in the raise. He raises to $360, and this is when things kind of start going off the rails. I don't think this raise is ever a bluff, and I don't really know if he's ever going to be bluffing some sort of 2-pair holding, 5-3. I don't even know, but it just seems like I'm beat here a lot of the time with this raise. With that said, though, I'm tilted. It is 220 more, and I don't really have a great reason to be calling, besides the fact that I'm tilted and let's just see a river. I don't know. But I just don't think one pair here is ever good, but who knows? We make the call, put in some chips, and the river comes another 8. Well, this is just about as good of a river as I could ask for. So with that said, I have about $7-ish hundred left in my stack. We've got a pot-sized bet left essentially, and I think we're just going to go with it. I put out a chip announcing that I'm all in with trips on a very wet board. He thinks about it, but not too long before making the call, instantly flipping over his cards, showing us 6-4 of hearts. Just like that, this is a painful day, stacking off as he covered us, and that's going to be the end of the session. So that's what you call painful shot taking session.
I'm not really happy with how I played. I think with the jacks, I just tilted myself, and then there's no need to reload and pump more money. But not all is lost, guys. I have 4 $1 chips that we can use to buy some ramen tonight. We could get a water or something around here on the strip. Not enough to get a beer, I don't think, with these four $1 chips. But yeah, so not all is lost. That's one way. That's one good news. That's what we got. Anyways, I was in for 3,000, out for these $4, and that's it. 3 hours of 510. What a time. Welcome to Vegas, Ethan. Welcome to Vegas. That's the video. We're gonna hopefully run it back up tomorrow. It's our last night there tomorrow, so that's it. That's all I got. I'm just kind of really disappointed in myself for playing horribly, but there's that. Moving on to tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Leave a like because I'm gonna need some pity likes from you guys. Please. See ya.